police officer is arrested for collaborating with a 15-year-old boy on the other line. I mean, not a girl, but a boy. Hey, make it make sense. I mean, if you can't call on them and they're the law, you can't call on the people to protect and serve. I don't know what you do. But anyway, this happening here in the DMV area, which is DC and Maryland area, not Virginia, but the DC and Maryland area. So anyway, I'm getting ready to get to this video. So make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Not only that, leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this situation. And that's Real Talk.
Down with Chris Hansen. Holy cow. In Harford County, Maryland, this man arrived.
Wow, look at that.
He leaves us all stunned.
And check this stuff.
Escorting the president, escorting
You hear that?
dignitaries from other countries. We're out here trying to catch these guys, and one of our own.
You heard that? He escort the president, dignitaries, all these type of people coming, people that come from out of state, out of town, out of the country, and everything. This officer was one to protect and serve in that. Now look what he's out here doing.
That guy. Because rather than making an arrest, he's the one being arrested. Want to take your glasses off?
No, I'm good.
Okay. You're smiling. You think it's funny?
No, I don't. I'm just not going to answer any questions. Thank you.
You better listen to me. I'm sorry, this cuff's so comfortable.
See, Danny, see how this you feel on our show. Danny, see how I feel when the shoe is on the other foot now.
Was arrested in a child exploitation investigation in Maryland. Investigators allege he exchanged explicit messages with someone he believed was a 15-year-old boy. Chris Hansen joins us this morning with more on this investigation. Chris, first of all, thanks for joining us. Second of all, how did this all go down?
Well, Steve, it was part of a sting that we did in Harford County, Maryland, for my streaming network, True Blue, our takedown investigation. We go all around the countries, and we collaborate with law enforcement agencies to expose men trying to exploit children. And we have worked in Harford County before, and we're back again. And this particular person, Lieutenant Matthew Mall of the DC Metro Police Department, engaged in a chat for 31 days with someone he thought was a 15-year-old boy. And the exchanges were graphic. Graphic pictures were sent. Pictures of him in his uniform in his office were sent. The chat is too graphic, honestly, in some ways to share here on morning television. But suffice it to say, he knew what he was doing. He said it was wrong. He knew he had a lot to lose, but he did it anyway. And that speaks to the nature of these predators we can catch.
You know, Chris, you talked about this being one of the cases that really stood out to you. Was that because of the explicit nature of it? Because I know you've seen a lot over the years and decades.
Sure.
Or was it because this was a member of law enforcement that was involved?
Well, anytime you see a member of law enforcement, and it's happened before, but it's very rare, as it should be. Anytime you see somebody in a position like this, you worry about a couple of things. What is happening if he arrests a young man? What is happening if he is compromised by a foreign government? If he falls into some sort of a honey trap, and then a foreign entity has influence over him, he possesses sensitive information about dignitary motorcades, including President Trump's. It raises all kinds of very disturbing issues. And as you can see in the video of the arrest, law enforcement was very careful. We didn't know whether he was carrying his service revolver or any other gun. Obviously, he was licensed to carry. And so the arrest team took him down outside, secured him, and then he came in where I had a chance to talk to him. You saw he didn't say much, but I wasn't going to let him off the hook easily.
I don't know how much you could say more about this right now, Chris, but the location where he was taken down, was he on his way to supposedly meet the person that he thought he was conversing with?
Yeah, absolutely, and I can tell you all about it. So he had been chatting from his home, from his police vehicle, from his police office at headquarters, and he was going to our state house, essentially, a place where he thought this boy was home alone. There's a condominium type complex, and he thought he was going to go take the boy out for a Philly steak sandwich and go back and meet the big monster, as he called it, kind of a racy way of saying that the two would ultimately have a intimate contact with each other.
Chris, I'm curious too. For our viewers out there, obviously they associate with you to catch a predator from long ago. I was honestly surprised. It seems like that just went off the air a couple of years ago. But tell me about Takedown and what you're doing now.
So Takedown is our Predator investigative series. It's on my streaming network, True Blue. People can check it out at watchtrueblue.com. We also have a YouTube channel. We appear on your parent company, Fox, in New York City from time to time. And we have a couple podcasts now called Predators I've Caught and Have a Seat with Chris Hansen, which are also affiliated with the Fox network. So it's a very busy time for us. We also create a lot of other content, documentaries, for instance, on Roblox and the issues that have been on that very popular gaming platform. But it's a great opportunity for me, Steve, because now we own the content, we own the distribution of the content, but we have this relationship with you guys and others, and so it's a great time to do the important stories that I want to do, and that's what we're up to. So it's great. People can check it out at watchtrueblue.com.
Yeah, I appreciate you putting that out there. And a lot of people appreciate the work that you do, especially protecting the kids out there. You mentioned Roblox. I know that it just seems like there's more inroads right now for predators to intertwine with the children's lives. For the parents out there across the DC, the DMV, what do you tell them to make sure that their kid isn't the next one that you're trying to catch a future predator involved in?
Well, exactly. They should watch this documentary. It's a two-part, 2-hour documentary on Roblox called Dangerous Games.
Sure.
But what I say to parents all the time is that you must have a conversation with your
Sure.
child as soon
It's
as
the
they have
police
access
officer
to
here
the
in Washington,
internet.
D.C.
You tell them at a young age there are adults on the internet who like to try to trick children. Children don't like to be tricked. And then you have to ratchet up that conversation as they get older and have greater access. But you also have to tell kids that if you are contacted by somebody who makes you feel uncomfortable, and if you make a mistake and give out too much information or provide a picture, like in some of these sextortion schemes, come to me and together we'll fix the problem. Too many times I've sat across parents, Steve, who have lost their child to suicide because the child didn't feel they had a way out. And these kids are so attached to their online profiles, their digital profiles, and their social media platforms that when they do something wrong, when they're embarrassed, it crushes them. And you gotta give them an exit ramp, and you gotta say, look, this looks like the end of the world today, but in 2 weeks, you won't even think about it.
It's a very important talk that literally can save lives. Chris, I appreciate you joining us. Like you mentioned, the website.
That makes sense,
Chris
people.
He's working with sheriffs, officials, and law enforcement all over the country, continuing the work that he does best. Thanks, Chris.
And that's real talk. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell y'all some good stuff now. At the end of the day, this is some real stuff that's going on in the world, and you just got to be careful. You got to monitor what your kids watch on them social media pages and things like that. But anyway, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about the situation. And this is in Washington, D.C., and that's real talk.